Hi, I'm Miranda, and this is Nick.
Wait.
And welcome to episode 34
Getting
of
up
the
there.
Ranting Podcast. This is our Rants on the Rocks episode where we review different types of media, and we're gonna be taking a break from the documentaries for the month, and I'm just so excited we're finally in October. Woo! I'm so happy. I love the spooky season, scary movies, decorating, dressing up for Halloween, trick-or-treating, leaves changing colors.
Our new background, too.
Going to Spirit. What else? Oh, just I said the leaves changing. When the temperature drops. I think that's everything that I love about October.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I'm not cool with pumpkins, but everything else.
I mean, I'll see other people's pumpkins.
Yeah, like I like to. I'll
I don't
paint
want to
them.
carve our own.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to carve a
It's too
pumpkin
messy.
anymore.
You get all nah.
We had
And then they rot.
Yeah, I was gonna say we had the pumpkin incident of what, like 2021 maybe?
Something like that. It was
or
in
we
Germany.
had we carved pumpkins and put them on top of the fridge, and then one morning we came downstairs and they had like rotted all down the fridge. We had to like pull it out from the wall and like
and
scrub
deep clean
everywhere.
Yeah, we haven't done pumpkins since then.
No, we have not
And I
carved
guess
pumpkins since.
There's a thing where you have to be careful about like if you like paint pumpkins and put them outside. Because if critters or animals get to them, it could like poison them or something too.
Yeah,
so it's like
exactly.
I don't know. Pumpkins are just a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
I'll see other people's pumpkins.
Yeah, I would much rather do that. I mean, I don't know. I'm 50-50 because like the kids, I like going to the pumpkin patch and doing all that stuff. But as far as like the actually doing anything with them, I could do without it.
Yeah, I mean, like getting a pumpkin from a pumpkin patch and bringing it home and just like leaving it like on the like.
Yeah,
outside
put it like
or
on
whatever,
the stoop.
and you don't do anything with it, that's different because then there's no hazard. There's no hazard to animals and there's no mess.
Exactly, because if we don't do anything, I just like bring it home, put it out on the front stoop, and I'm like, cool
decor.
decor. And if an animal starts chewing at it, then fine. I don't care. Eat it. I'm not going to.
They just get so messy.
Yeah, I don't know. Not a big fan of the pumpkins, but all those other things I love about October. How about you? How do you feel about October?
Sweater weather. I mean, we talked about it in the last episode.
Well, it's winter.
But yeah, I mean, I like it getting cooler. I don't care for the heat, so I think that's my biggest thing.
Yeah, it's like cool in the morning and then warm in the afternoon.
I mean, I guess so. I could deal with the cold. I run hot though.
Yeah, that's true.
So like I could be fucking cold all the time.
Yeah, and
I'll
you'd be
still
perfectly
be just
fine.
in like shorts and a fucking sweater or just like a workout shirt or whatever.
That's funny.
But I don't know. Decorations though, I've never been big. I think the only reason that the house gets decorated is because of you.
Yeah.
And like the kids 100%. And stuff, like I don't do decorations.
No, because I'm like, we're in the burrs. Let's decorate.
Yeah, and I'm just like, okay, I'll get the toad out. No, like,
literally,
whatever. Yeah. But no, definitely, it getting cold though is definitely. And then obviously, I mean, the holidays are nice because like I don't know. The tempo changes for the year because like you're grinding hard all year long, and then once you get into like the burr months,
seems like everything starts to
to wind down. You get into like Halloween and what else? Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. You kind of get into that. Like, okay, it's kind of just like I mean, you're still grinding. You know what I mean? Like you're still working towards your goals.
Especially when you get to like the end of the year, everybody's like, it's almost Christmas.
And then you got the 2 weeks off. I mean, I don't take 2 weeks off, but
but there's always like those gaps in there because of Christmas and New Year's being so close together and stuff. So like when you get into this time of year, it's like the ball just really starts rolling for breaks. It's the same thing with I was just telling you with a school break. Like they're gonna have fall break, they have Thanksgiving break, they have Christmas break. Soon after that, a spring break. It's just fucking break from here on out till the end of the school year. So
but I definitely and people seem to be. I mean, I don't know. This isn't true for all people, but people just seem a lot more, I guess, jolly. They seem just a little bit happier because the holidays and the cooler months and like people just seem miserable in the middle of the year because like nothing's happening as far as like holidays and time off and like maybe people are going to see their families or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say is maybe people are like looking forward to the time off or like going going back home or whatever if they're like moved away from all their friends and family and stuff like. looking forward to going back to see
I think
everybody, or
it's-
even just traveling, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I
I
definitely
think once
noticed
you
that
get
too.
into like October, the Burr
the Burr
months,
months, yeah.
that's when, you know, things start to just, I don't know, things just seem to get happier.
Yeah.
I guess people
I don't
aren't
know.
so
Yeah.
miserable.
Well, I guess aside from the people that have like the seasonal affective disorder, but sorry guys.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But I definitely enjoy this time of year. It's
Yeah,
my
have some
absolute
eggnog, I don't know.
favorite.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna.
I
Have
don't know.
it.
See, that's I don't get into like the holiday drinks. Yeah,
No.
like the pumpkin spice,
No.
whatever, the eggnog.
Don't get me
What else
fucking
is
started
there?
on those. What are those red ones with all the food? It's not seasonal, but it's
Oh, the Bloody Marys.
Yeah, those. Any kind of just no. Any of those kind of fucking drinks, I can't stand.
Yeah.
But even like the seasonal drinks too. Like I'm just not into it. Like
No, I'll just give me a water in a pumpkin cup with like a cup with pumpkins on it, not
I mean,
an
yeah,
actual pumpkin.
I like
that's
water and whiskey.
yeah, there you go. Water and wine.
There you go. Yep.
The W's for the win. Get it? Anyway,
What are we talking about?
well, my original segue was gonna be, you know what I love almost as much as October? Hocus Pocus.
Okay.
So I literally grew up watching this movie, like literally.
The first one, obviously.
The first one, yes.
The original.
So it came out, the original came out in 1993. And like, that's what I'm saying is that I don't even remember the first time I saw it. It was just always there.
Well, you were like
So I was one.
1 year. Yeah, you were one.
Yeah. So,
I was like an
yeah.
adult by then.
practically. But no, I used to watch this movie like all the time, and it actually used to like scare me a little bit. And
I could see that as a
yeah,
child.
so as a kid, it used to scare me, and it
Yeah.
was funny because I would have to like pretend that it didn't scare me as much as it really did,
Oh,
because
so you
otherwise my
continue
mom
to
wouldn't
watch
let
it,
me
yeah.
watch it. Yeah,
That's fair.
but like I just loved
That's
it so
funny.
much, but it would still like at night I'd be like,
I
they're
can,
coming
yeah,
for
I
me.
can see how that could scare a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. And that's going to keep coming back up a little bit. But, but yeah, I
were
mean,
traumatized?
yeah, a little bit.
That's funny.
But no, I mean, I've just always loved this movie. And then now I force you guys to watch it with me too. At
Yeah,
least once every October.
I didn't mind it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose every time up until like now, I don't know that you've really paid attention to. I don't know that any of you really do. I always just am kind of like, I'm watching this movie. You can stay or
I
you
think
can
I've
leave.
been present.
Yeah, like I'll usually go and like
This
take the
time
living
I
room
actually
and
like
I'm
I
like
paid
I'm
attention
watching it.
because like we did it for the podcast.
Yeah.
But we watch it once a year.
Yeah.
It's just this time, since we were doing it for the podcast, I was like, I need to pay attention to this movie now.
Yeah.
So, but I liked it.
Yeah, it's good. But anyway, so I decided to do something kind of fun for this month.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought it would be nice to do like a little Halloween twist to compare some like spooky movies for the month. So in addition to that, to make it fun for everybody, I made like some kind of scorecards that I will have posted by the time this comes out.
Okay.
And it's just something fun for everybody to play along, go along with throughout the episode or
Yeah.
whatever. And then every week, because obviously we're switching movies, I'm going to switch up the rounds so that they're applicable to the movies that we're watching.
Okay.
Just so it doesn't get like boring or whatever. So stick around.
And it's
Play all
comparing
week. Or all month.
it's comparing the sequels, not
Yeah.
remakes. This month is about sequels.
Yeah.
So like this one is Hocus Pocus 1 and Hocus Pocus 2.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
got it.
Yeah, that's pretty much the whole theme that we're going to be going with.
Okay.
And yeah,
Spooky.
it's really just like I tried to make a point of going with movies that had like a pretty big gap in between those sequels. So like with Hocus Pocus, The Craft, Beetlejuice, I Know What You Did Last Summer,
Okay.
like they all have a pretty big gap.
And those are the ones we're doing.
Yes,
Okay.
they all have a pretty big gap in between
Yeah.
those like sequels and stuff.
We'll get into that conversation.
Yeah.
I'm not too fond of that, but it's fine.
Well, yeah.
Go
Well,
ahead.
I was going to say I was definitely hesitant starting out with these two movies because, like I said, I love Hocus Pocus, but I typically hate sequels, as you know.
Yeah.
And then especially when they're like that big gap in between. So this whole month is really just me like stepping out of my comfort zone.
I did the calculation.
For the sake of entertainment.
The first one came out in 94.
93.
93, and then this one came out in 2024.
2022.
Oh, 2022. So that gap is
so,
how long?
I bring it up
Okay.
later, but yeah, it's a
huge
big
gap yeah.
in there.
Now, did you watch the second one prior to this?
We watched
like
it.
actually watch it. Sit down and pay attention to it.
Probably not.
Okay.
Because we did watch it, or
because you
I think
typically
maybe
don't do
I
these.
watched it.
You refuse to do these in live actions.
I remember at least starting it, I think. Yeah, when we were in Germany, and I think it might have just been me. Like I remember, I think I was doing homework or something, and I was sitting at the dining room table. Like that's just what I'm like envisioning in my head.
Okay.
So I don't
sense.
think I was actually watching
Yeah.
it. I don't know. I didn't remember any of it. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I actually watched it the first time.
You probably didn't. Yeah. So
I
this,
don't think
this
I
is
actually
the first
did.
time you actually saw it.
Exactly.
Makes it even more interesting.
Well, that's what I was saying was that like this whole month is really just going to be stepping out of my comfort zone for the
Yeah.
sake of entertainment.
Yeah, because historically speaking, you don't do sequels and you don't do live actions.
I don't like them.
So the fact that you're getting out of your comfort zone that's growth. You're growing,
I'm trying.
practically an adult.
Oh, so close. We'll see by the end of this. So,
Goodness.
before we get into the rounds, though,
Next
what?
should be Lion King, the live
No,
action. Oh, okay.
absolutely not. I hate that movie.
That's the line? Okay.
No, I hate that movie.
Anyways.
Anyway. So.
Trigger alert.
Honestly, yes. I'll talk about Lion King and Lion King 1.5 until
Oh, God.
the end of my days.
Trigger.
I hate the live action.
I know.
Loathe it.
Sorry.
And I'm so mad that I showed it to the kids because now Malachi will be like, you want to watch Lion King? Want to watch live action? And I just want to throw him out the window. Ugh. Obviously, I'm not going to throw my kid out the window. God. Anyway,
Okay.
before we get into the rounds,
Focus. Okay.
I just wanted to drop some quick like fun facts about the movies that I found in some of my research. So first, for the first Hocus Pocus, I got most of these fun facts from an article that I found on people.com written by Andrea Wurzberger and Paris C. And then some I got from IMDb as well.
Okay.
So starting off, despite Hocus Pocus being a Halloween movie, it was actually released on July 16th, 1993.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was released in the summer. Not even anywhere close to Halloween.
Interesting.
And the movie was originally titled Halloween House, and it was apparently supposed to be much darker than what it is.
Wow.
Like, yeah, it wasn't actually supposed to be like a family movie, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah. And although Hocus Pocus is a hit movie 3 decades since its original release, it originally flopped in the box office, earning only $39.5 million while it was in theaters, which like I think sounds like a lot of money, but apparently that's a flop.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't. We can't even like compare that.
Yeah,
It was
I don't
1993.
exactly. I don't know, but everything like I kept seeing this over and over again that it originally was a flop, I guess, and then like it's just become one of those like cult classics.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah. So I don't know. There was
okay.
that.
Interesting.
Oh, and then some internet sleuths have
You know-
found what?
Just my guess, educated guess. I don't know if it's educated, but it's probably because it was released in July and not closer to Halloween. That would be my guess. I think that's why
Probably.
it flopped.
That's originally what I thought too. Was
People-
like, why would you put out a
People
Halloween
probably
movie in July?
There could have been some competition. Maybe something else is getting released around that time, but at the same time, that doesn't entirely make sense.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be
mean,
interesting to see like the metrics, like the
Yeah.
analytics, to see like how it performed. It was 1993, right? 93. October, November timeframe of 93.
Yeah.
I better perform better than
Probably.
in box office.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's funny. Anyways.
Anyway, so some internet sleuths have found that if the timeline was accurate to 1993, then the kids wouldn't have been at school on Halloween because the holiday fell on a Sunday that year. Yeah.
Nerds. Okay.
These are fun facts, okay?
Oh, okay.
Have fun.
That was
fun.
That was fun, guys.
Yeah, it was. Another fun one. Apparently, famed composer James Horner wrote the song that Sarah sings to lure the children in, the Come Little Children.
Yeah.
And he also wrote My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. You know the song from Titanic?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he's like a ghostwriter?
No, he's just a composer.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Okay.
So he wrote the music and the lyrics for I think both songs.
Oh, okay. Interesting. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but speaking of Titanic, Leonardo DiCaprio had actually auditioned for the role of Max in the original Hocus Pocus.
Oh, because he was a kid.
then
Yeah, okay.
he ended up turning down that part for What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever seen that movie?
I
It's actually really good.
Oh, okay.
It's old, but it's really good. It has Johnny Depp in it. And then Leonardo DiCaprio, actually, he played a mentally handicapped little boy in it. And he played it so well that when he showed up to the premiere, people were like surprised that he wasn't actually mentally handicapped.
So it's like radio before radio.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay,
What's Eating Gilbert Grape fully catapulted Leonardo DiCaprio's career. So like,
Oh, so luckily he turned down.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Hocus
say.
Pocus.
He
Yeah,
didn't make a
interesting.
bad choice there.
See, butterfly effect.
Yeah,
Telling you.
it's a really good movie. I would say we should watch it sometime, but I think you might hate it. So I won't make you do that.
Okay.
Back to the facts. All right. Another person who turned down a role in the film was Rosie O'Donnell. She said she had turned down the role for Mary, the brown-haired witch.
Okay.
She said that she didn't feel right about taking the role of a fat lady who's mean to kids, but she's reportedly praised Kathy Najimy's role as Mary, saying that she played it out very well.
Okay.
But yeah, she said just for me as like, I mean, if you know anything about like the shit that she's gone through, I totally get why she why she didn't want to go into that role.
Interesting. Okay.
But since we're talking about famous actors, did you recognize that the human Thackeray Binks was the guy that plays Timothy McGee in NCIS?
No way.
Yep.
Really?
Sean Murray.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Huh. Mm-hmm. God, that's a huge gap.
Yep.
Between Hocus Pocus and
NCIS.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Okay.
And then
I didn't know he was a childhood actor.
This is the only thing. I mean, I didn't do a deep dive into him, but I think this is the only thing I've ever seen him in other than NCIS.
I'm sure there was other stuff. We just haven't seen it, but that's pretty cool.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then there were some other characters and like set similarities that have been identified. Binks, the cat, was the same animatronic that was used on the set of Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
I thought so.
Yeah?
I had thought that, yeah.
And then there's also a point in one of the scenes where the fountain that appears in Friends can be seen in the background.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow,
I saw
didn't catch that.
I saw a still of
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they showed the fountains side by side. I couldn't figure out exactly what scene it was.
Wonder why.
But
That's
it shows like Danny, and I don't know if like they're running away or if it's when they were like celebrating because they thought they had killed the witches. One of the two, but like the fountain's there.
Interesting.
And then there's also the house from American Beauty, which shows up in one of the scenes, which, ironically enough, Thora Birch also starred in 1999.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what American Beauty is, but
Yeah, the one with, what's his name?
sounds memorable.
God damn it.
Sounds like a good one.
No, he just had a bunch of controversy.
That narrows it down to
No, it was a guy from
long list.
the House of Cards? He pushed the girl onto the track.
Okay. Uh-huh.
That man.
Oh, okay.
He's like the creepy dad in American Beauty,
Oh,
and Thora Birch is
okay.
like the young girl that he like creeps after in that movie.
Okay. Okay.
If you saw, like, you know exactly.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you see the cover,
that guy's
probably
name. Kevin Bacon. No, Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey.
Right? Yeah,
oh my
Kevin
God! All I
something.
could think was like Spicer, and I was like, that's that dude that was in the White House.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
I could not, like, all these things were just like jumbled in my brain, and I was like, it's
funny.
right there.
Yeah.
I just couldn't find
Kevin
it.
Spacey.
Yeah, that's the guy.
That's the guy.
Anyway, apparently,
All right.
Hocus Pocus was the first Disney movie to feature the word virgin,
Oh, wow.
which I thought was kind of funny given how much it ended up being used throughout the movie.
Huh.
And
Interesting.
last but not least,
Hold on. Didn't Lion King come out before this?
they don't say virgin in Lion King.
Doesn't, like, when Simba lays down, doesn't it spell, like, sex?
Yeah, but that's not.
Oh, okay.
But that was one of the.
It wasn't like a blatant kind
Yeah,
of,
that was like the same
got
thing
it.
with like the mermaid. The
Somebody's
Little
hanging
Mermaid.
themselves in the background or
Yeah,
something.
and
Yeah.
the same thing with the Wizard of Oz. Like it was, well, not quite, I guess. The Little Mermaid.
But this was more like
and
blatant,
then-
like just outright.
Yeah, that
like
was
it's
like
out
the
there.
subliminal messaging and stuff. This, they're outright
Yeah,
saying
right.
virgin
Okay.
multiple times.
Interesting. Disney does some weird shit, but anyway.
Yeah. Well, last but not least,
Mm-hmm.
for the first movie. So do you remember the scene where Billy Butcherson comes back to life and he cuts his mouth open and moths fly out?
Yep.
So those were actually real moths that he was holding in his mouth. Apparently, they had made a contraption to hold the moths and dust for Billy to cough up on demand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's better. I
Yeah,
thought
but
just
they
kind
were.
of, like,
But
sitting
when he
there.
opened, it was real dust
Yeah.
and moths that do come out. So
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't in his actual mouth.
Oh, thank God.
Close that.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I don't think I could have done it. Just, anyway.
Yikes. That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah. So for Hocus Pocus 2,
Okay.
Doug Jones, the actor who plays Billy Butcherson, actually played the character in both movies and reportedly said that he wore the exact same wig for the second that he wore in the first.
Wow.
Yeah.
30 some years later. Wow. Okay.
And then Bette Midler, the actress who plays Winifred, she is the main person responsible for the second movie being made. Apparently, she realized how big the first movie had become over the years, and then she reached out to the studio and asked if they'd like to make the sequel, and that's how the ball got started rolling on everything. And
Okay. That's cool.
yeah.
Fun fact.
Another one.
Okay.
The large spider that's seen in the beginning of the movie with the young witches. You know, they give her the present for her birthday.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's a really big spider.
Yep.
It's a golden silk orb weaver, and although it's very large and scary looking, it's actually not harmful to humans at all because they're not venomous and their bites can't even pierce human skin.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
I'm
then
still not fucking with that spider.
no. But then there's also where am I? Okay. There's also a part in one of the scenes where the mayor is trying to get his caramel apple. I don't know if he loses it, but there's a couple dressed as the devil and his wife from the first movie.
Okay.
You know, when they go up to him, they're like, "Master."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so there was a couple dressed up like that. And then there's also a bit where Winifred looks through a window and she sees two guys watching the first Hocus Pocus movie. And at the part that they're watching the movie shows the part where they're at the house of the devil and his wife. Those are actually meant to be like an homage to the original characters in those roles.
Okay.
Gary Marshall and Penny Marshall, who were siblings, they've both since passed away. And so that was like an homage to them in the second movie.
Okay. Interesting.
Yep. And then here, so to really put into perspective how far apart these movies are, the ages of the returning actors are as follows. Bette Midler was 47 in the first movie and 76 in the second.
Oh.
Kathy Najimy was 36 in the first movie and 65 in the second.
Wow.
Sarah Jessica Parker was only 28 when they filmed the first one, and she was 57 in the second.
Wow.
And then Doug Jones, Billy Butcherson, was 33 in the first movie and 62 in the second. So that just really puts into perspective the time difference between these movies.
That's insane.
Yep.
What's that? 29 years?
Something, I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't
Anyways,
do the math.
somewhere around 30.
I guess
Okay.
I can put
No,
it
it's
in.
fine.
Okay. So almost done with my fun facts.
Okay.
But if you recall from the first movie, the witch's house was deep in the woods. But in the second, their house was a main part of town, which is meant to reflect the growth of Salem since 1993.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently the music numbers in both movies begin at 58 minutes and 30 seconds. So in the first one, when they sing "I Put a Spell on You," and then in the second one, when they sing "One Way or Another," they both start, like the music starts at the same time.
It's pretty cool.
And then one fun fact that I didn't even notice in the movie is that apparently Billy Butcherson's stitches that Winifred casts onto his mouth spell kiss, which I guess because like they shared a kiss.
Oh, okay.
That's, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Huh. I didn't notice that.
Yeah. And then, so almost done. As annoyed as I was that the second movie was coming out, I learned that there had actually been a made-for-TV remake announced prior to this movie, and it wasn't going to have any of the original cast involved at all.
That would have
exactly
bombed.
So it ended up getting scrapped though when this movie began development.
Oh, okay.
Thank God.
I wonder if that's why the idea came up. Like, hey, let's do this right.
I hope so, because that would have been a disaster.
That
it
would've
would have been
flopped
so bad. I mean, I
bad.
wouldn't have touched it with like a 10-foot pole.
I don't
Honestly,
think
I wouldn't have even looked twice at
any
it.
true fans of Hocus Pocus would have.
No,
No,
it would
that
have
would've
been
failed.
nothing to me.
Yeah.
And then again, last but not least, they apparently learned from the first, because this movie was released on September 30th, 2022, which was during the Halloween season,
That makes more
as
sense.
opposed to the original,
Yeah.
which I'm sure was intentional.
But no, it's pretty
Okay.
cool. See, that
Yeah.
makes more sense than what, July 22nd or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so those were all.
Did
those
you
were all of my fun
see
facts.
how it performed? The second one, how it performed at the box office, or no?
I think I read it, but I didn't put it in here.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't like,
That's fine.
I wasn't focusing on like that kind of stuff for the fun facts, I guess.
Yeah, that's
but,
fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only reason I brought it up for the first one was because like it kept coming up over and over and over again,
okay.
that it was like a big flop at the box office.
Well, I mean, it's
But because it's so big now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's worth the highlight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are you ready to jump in?
Yeah.
To the Battle of the Witches?
Let's see how you format this. What you got?
So round one. Ding, ding, ding. Plot logic.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna follow your lead.
Yeah,
You tell
that's
me.
fine.
Okay.
So for the people that haven't seen the movies or haven't seen them in a long time, whatever, I'll give like a brief synopsis of the plots just to like cover the main plot points, basically.
Okay.
So in the original movie, the witches had been hung back in Salem, Massachusetts in 1693 after they sucked the life out of a little girl named Emily and turned her brother Thackeray Banks into an immortal black cat. 300 years later, still in Salem and on Halloween, we meet a boy named Max who recently moved there from Los Angeles, and he soon sets his sights on a girl in his class named Allison. Later that night, while Max is taking his little sister Danny trick-or-treating, they end up going to Allison's house, and Max shoots his shot once again. Danny tells Allison that she had learned about the Sanderson sisters at school, and Allison tells the siblings that her mom used to run the old museum dedicated to them, which also happened to be the witch's previous home. So then the three of them end up going to the Sanderson house. Max, a virgin, and yes, that's important to mention, lights the black flame candle, which inevitably brings the three witches back to life. There's scuffles. They manage to get away with the spell book, and they meet Thackeray Banks, the cat, who tells them all about the witches. The main point of the plot is that the witches are trying to get their spell book back, and then they need to lure all the children in Salem to their home so that they can suck the lives out of their bodies and stay alive forever. And they need to do it before sunrise, otherwise they're going to be gone for good. So that's like the whole point of the first one, essentially. And throughout the night, the kids fight to evade the witches with Thackeray Banks. And eventually, you know, Winifred brings Billy Butcherson, her old lover, back to life in an effort to capture the kids. But then Billy ends up turning on Winifred and helping the kids. And in the end, the kids defeat the witches and they're turned to stone and then blown to bits when the sun rises.
Okay.
Did I miss anything?
I don't think so. I mean, no.
Yeah,
It sums it up.
I wasn't gonna do
think.
like a whole.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about two movies. I don't have time to review every single
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's fair.
Also, it's been out since 1993. Go fucking watch it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. At least you're giving the main points.
Yeah. So on to Hocus Pocus 2. I felt like the plot wasn't immediately clear, honestly. It felt a little bit forced. The movie starts out in Salem in 1653, and it shows Winifred, the eldest of the sisters. It shows that she has turned 16 and she's learned that she's about to be married off to some man that she wants nothing to do with. And after revealing that she shared a kiss with Billy Butcherson, Reverend Trask banishes Winifred from the community and then orders her sisters to be taken away. And Winifred manages to rescue them, and then the three sisters escape to the woods. While they're there, they meet the Mother Witch, who introduces them to book and magic. And immediately, Winifred is captivated by the spell that would grant her ultimate power, but Mother Witch warns her against using it because it turns out whoever uses the spell has to give something up. Instead, Winifred goes.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Instead, Winifred goes back to the village. She curses Reverend Trask and sets his house on fire. So,
Oh, it's his house. Oh.
So fast forward to 2022, we're introduced to three teen girls, Becca, Izzy, and then their kind of estranged friend, Cassie Trask, who is the mayor's daughter. On this day, it's Halloween and it's Becca's 16th birthday. They visit the local magic shop, Gilbert's Magic Shop, where Gilbert gives them a black flame candle as a gift to Becca. And then also important to mention, the magic shop, I don't know if I come back to it, but just in case I don't, the magic shop is the witch's old house. So
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
So I just noticed that now when I was reading it, I didn't have that in there.
I
I
forgot about
don't
that.
know if I say that, but
I'm
want to
glad
throw it in.
you said that though, because I forgot
Yes.
that was actually like a museum.
Yeah,
It was there.
exactly.
Yeah.
So later that night, Becca and Izzy go into the woods because this is how they celebrate her birthday. They always do like some kind of ritual or whatever. Her birthday's on Halloween. So they go into the woods, they light the black flame candle, and then they end up bringing the witches back again.
And that's a direct play off of the first one, where the first one ends. That's how they come back, right?
I
Because
think so.
it has to be because the first one ends
Yeah.
right there, and that's them bringing them back.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So after the girls end up escaping the witches, they return to Gilbert's magic shop where he reveals to them that he gave them the black flame candle on purpose in order to bring them back, in order to bring the witches back. And then eventually
Because he's not a virgin, he can't do it.
Exactly. Yeah. And so then eventually the witches realize that Mayor Trask is a descendant of Reverend Trask. And so they set out to take revenge on him. And this is why I was saying that like the plot was just kind of all over the place for me, that I was like, what are you doing here? Meanwhile, the sisters have Becca and Izzy trapped in the basement of their home while they, then delegate Gilbert with the responsibility of getting the ingredients for them to perform the power spell so that they never have to worry about dying again. So along the way, Gilbert digs up Billy Butcherson. He brings him back to life once again as well. And then Gilbert convinces Billy to help him gather all of the ingredients and everything. Further down, Winifred ends up kidnapping Cassie and taking her to the woods where they plan to perform the power spell. However, when they're all out there and they do get the spell completed, all of the power goes to Winifred, and in return, she loses her sisters. Like they disappear right before her. So Winifred, now distraught, begs for her sisters back, and with Book's help, Becca, Izzy, and Cassie cast a reuniting spell, which then sends Winifred to reunite with her sisters rather than bringing them back to her. And so now...
Probably a good idea.
Yep. And so now, because Winifred is gone, Billy Butcherson also disappears, and he can finally rest in peace. And the movie ends with the three girls all besties again. Happy, happy, happy.
Yeah. During that time, one thing you skipped over, and obviously you're doing a synopsis for two movies, but they weren't all very close.
Yeah, that's true. I know. I didn't know how to
there
like
was a
really.
lot of,
yeah, it was a lot of
hostility.
Yeah, well, that was kind of something that I bring up too. So the girls were fighting throughout the second movie. Like it starts out, that it's Becca and Izzy essentially against Cassie because Cassie had a boyfriend of like the last 4 months or whatever and had been spending all of her time with her boyfriend. So it was just like typical teenage fight.
So they were
like,
kind of beefing a little bit that summer or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Got it.
But
it's good at the end of the movie. At least they come.
Yeah,
back together.
it does come back. But I mean, like I said though, I watched the first movie 1,000 times. So like, I mean, I think I just prefer it.
You went into this with some bias.
I did. I tried really hard to not be super biased, but it happened anyway. But I did make a point to like rewatch the second movie or like try and skim through it while I was working on this and everything. So it wasn't just that it was like the one and done.
Right.
I guess the second time I watched it wasn't as bad because I had an idea of where the story was going. Like the first time I watched it, I was like, "What? Don't really feel like I don't know what's happening here. Like, what's
like
the
going
point?"
into a movie blind?
Yeah,
and then you rewatch it, and you're like, "Okay, at least I have like
exactly." Yeah, it just kind of was like, "What's the point of the whole thing?"
Yeah.
I felt like there was just a lot of extra fluff in the second that wasn't present in the first. And like the storyline of like wanting to take revenge on the mayor. I mean, I get it, but it also felt like an unnecessary piece.
Okay.
I thought that they also could have told the story without like the girls fight. I didn't think that was super necessary to be in it either.
I suppose.
It just seemed dumb.
I think it was a way to make the story a little different, maybe.
I don't know.
I think you're right, though. They could have just not done that at all. But
I don't know. But I mean, one thing that I actually didn't even know about until I was looking everything up, there's a cut scene, a post-credit scene at the end of it.
Oh.
And in this scene, Gilbert's cat Cobweb jumps up onto a shelf in the magic shop and sits next to a box labeled BF number 2, which indicates that there's another black flame candle. I said, I swear, if they come out with a third one, I'm not watching it. They're absolutely going to ruin it. Mark my words.
Goodness.
And then I had to come back and edit it.
That's a powerful statement.
Because I found out that Hocus Pocus 3 was confirmed by Disney back in 2023. So, speaking of questionable logic.
That's funny.
Let's move on to round number 2. The villains.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. I'm just going to leave round 1 at that.
Okay. What you got? Round 2. Round 2, fight.
Literally. The villains. I thought that everything felt more authentic with the original, but...
Okay.
I already knew that.
Yeah.
No.
Saw that coming.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, this movie used to scare me when I was little.
Yeah.
And I thought it was because they played like we're hunting for kids to eat them thing really well.
Okay.
Like it felt believable. Well, because I was a little kid also.
But they really didn't hit on any of that in the second one.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Well, before I get there, I think that in the past they played the characters really, really well as the scary witches, and then they still had like the funny tone and like a more adult tone, you know, to make it enjoyable for like the parents. Right. In the second, I recognize that it's ultimately a kids movie, but it just felt like a lot of Disney acting. Do you know what I mean by that? I guess you didn't watch a lot of the Disney Channel when you were a kid. You didn't have childhoods, okay?
Ooh, all right.
I'm just saying,
Somebody's
you
feisty.
just liked Backdraft and Tremors.
I mean, that was
not Disney.
That was my childhood right there.
I know you were just a
Backdraft and
full-blown
Tremors.
man. You didn't watch Disney Channel or cartoons and stuff.
I watched Recess.
I'll give you that.
And then I probably just went straight to Tremors after that.
There you go, right there. Anyway.
So what do you mean by Disney acting?
It's just
Like
really
singing?
like exaggerated. Like
Isn't that what an
kind of
actor
over
does?
the top. Like, I don't know how to explain it if you haven't seen it, honestly.
Okay.
Like, it's... I'm trying to think of like
a lot
literally
more like
any
animated or a lot more exaggerated.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, just
That
a
makes
lot
sense.
more like playing it up for the kids. Like you can tell that
Yeah.
it's like this would definitely be super entertaining for a kid, and they would be like, "This is so believable." But
Yeah.
like from an adult perspective,
Right.
you're like, "This is cheesy as fuck." Like that's kind of how
Okay.
it looked to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. But like I said,
I-
when I was a kid, I loved. Like,
I wonder if
all that
you would have
stuff.
seen the original one as an adult, if you would think the same thing, though.
That's probably true.
You know?
I mean, I guess yeah. If there's
I think
any,
it'll always come back to you had to be there.
that's yeah. And
You know
then
what I mean?
that's something that I think I even say that later too.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that like the actresses did try to embody what the characters originally were for the second, but I think it kind of fell flat. Specifically with Sarah Jessica Parker, she was the blonde.
Oh,
Do you know
yeah.
who-
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sex in the City. Isn't that what
I
she's
just-
known for or something? Or one of the
sometimes when I
things?
say actors' names, you just look at me
I know,
like,
I know that one. Yeah, I know that one.
well, anyway, it feels like she kind of like forgot how to be Sarah, the character.
Okay.
And I guess
30 years
yeah,
later.
I know. But she had said in an interview that like she didn't really remember the movie, I guess, that apparently like she didn't remember that the character was dumb or flirty. And I
okay.
was like,
But when you're
If you're talking
how
about-
many movies and shows and stuff like that, did you
you're
do in the last
talking
30
about
years?
doing a sequel to this movie. You couldn't like watch it before you go and start doing interviews and I don't know. Anyway, whatever.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
And then also with Kathy Najimy had like also said with how her mouth sagged on opposite sides. She's the one that played Mary.
Okay.
So in the first one, I think her mouth sagged on like the left side, and then in the second one, her mouth sagged on the right side. And
It sounds like they didn't study themselves from the
well,
first
she said
one.
that she just couldn't get her mouth to move the same way. That like originally when she
Again,
did that,
30
it was like an
years.
improv thing that she
Yeah.
just did on the fly while they were filming, and
Right.
it just stuck. So like it wasn't something that was put into
Yeah,
her character.
right.
And she's like, I just couldn't get it
Yeah.
the right way, you know? But she did mention that there's a part in the beginning of the movie, I think it's like in their opening when they like first come back and they're singing, that Winifred slaps her in one direction and then slaps her back the other direction. And like when she slaps her the one way, her mouth goes back to normal. And when she slaps her back the other way, it like sticks the other way. So she's like, yeah, we can explain it like that. I don't know, whatever. But I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever. I mean, they were still funny in the second movie, so I'll give them that.
Do you hit on the singing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, they definitely funny, just not as like as much of like that scary aspect as there was in the first
Yeah.
one. I think.
I don't have much to say about this one because like it's 30.
okay.
It's 30 years later.
Yeah.
So
that's
like
fair.
I get it. It's like you were in your like one of them was late 20s, the rest were in their 30s, and now they're in like their 60s and 70s.
Exactly.
Like it's
Yeah.
a long time. You've done a lot of things since then. I'm not gonna be the one to
Yeah.
judge you for that. But
Yeah. But then also because like since the focus was on getting things for the power spell for them to stay alive forever and not on like the eating children, I guess it kind of makes sense for why they also weren't as scary in this one.
yeah, yeah, that's fair.
But again,
Yeah.
like I just felt like that kind of took away from the originality of like who they were. But
yeah, I think
whatever.
they hit on like eating children though in the second one,
They
especially
do talk
in the
about
Walgreens.
it. Yeah, they
The
do talk
Walgreens,
about
they
it
hit
and
on it,
stuff.
but
Yeah,
it's very
it's just
scarce.
not as much.
Yeah,
as,
not at
yeah,
all.
it's very much about like getting the ingredients for the
the
potion.
first one
and getting
started
the
with
mayor.
them
Yeah,
eating a child.
yeah, they
essentially.
sucked the soul out of her.
Yeah, right. So yeah, that
yeah.
makes sense.
And then another thing too was that I said like in the end when Winifred gets all of the powers and her sisters disappear, and then she has like the whole emotional villain arc and like has to beg the teenage girls to help her and stuff like
Oh, right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just
To get her back to her sisters.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And I mean I guess it definitely made it seem more like okay, this is it. It's done now. And then it just kind of annoys me, like hearing that they're making a third, because I'm like, you could have just ended it again. They just, whatever.
They may be passing the torch.
From what I've heard, that they're going to be bringing back, like Thora Birch, and I think his name is Omri something. They played Max and Danny, And then I don't know if they were going to try and get the girl that played Allison back too.
Those are the
I don't remember what her name was.
Teenagers.
Yeah, the original kids from the first one.
I think they're going to try to pass the torch.
I don't know.
And then just
I'm probably not going to watch it. So, I don't know. Maybe it's a moot point.
Yeah, I guess so. That's true.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, round 3.
How many rounds are there?
6.
Oh, okay.
So, round 3.
Yep.
The spell scenes. Or just the spells, magic in general, potions.
Okay.
Anything.
Uh-huh.
So, I think overall, the majority of the better spells were in the first movie, but
I sense a theme.
I went through and I ranked all of them, like I did my top 10.
Oh, God.
From both movies.
Okay.
And I put them in order.
Okay.
Number 10, the Walgreens scene. So it wasn't really a spell, but like they thought that it was some type of magic because the girls told them that if they they don't have to like lure the children anymore. They like are in products that they can go eat.
Yeah, right. The makeup and stuff.
Yeah, so they go and they just like eat all the skincare and stuff.
Ugh.
I don't know. It was funny.
It's not really a spell, though.
No, well, they thought that it was giving them magic powers, so that's why I threw it in there because I don't know, whatever.
Okay.
I make the rules. Who cares? Number 9 was One Way or Another when they sing to hypnotize the crowd in the second one. Hated it.
So why'd you rank it number 9?
I don't know.
Okay.
I probably should have ranked it as 10.
Okay.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I get more into this in round 6 because of the music.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Number 8.
Okay.
The salt circle protection. So I thought it was a good callback to the original. If you recall how Allison had like thrown a circle of salt around her to protect her from Winifred.
I think so, yeah.
At one point. And then in the second, the girls ambushed the witches in the garage and threw them threw the salt around them.
They used salt a few times in the second one.
Yeah, but like I just thought that was a cute callback to the original in there with the salt protection.
Okay.
Number 7, Books Rebellion.
So you're ranking these from ones you didn't like all the way to you did like?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Or like the ones I like the least to the ones I like the most.
Got it.
We'll say
Okay.
that. We'll be nice. Number 7, Books Rebellion. So, because I imagine that Book is under some kind of spell. I mean, he's alive, so he's got to be. So that's why it got included in the spell section.
Okay.
So I kind of liked how they made Book into like a character for the second one.
Okay.
And just kind of made him more a part of the story. Like he played more of an active role in the spells.
He wasn't so much an item, but an actual part of the story.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Specifically also how he like refuses to perform the power spell for Winifred. And like then he highlights the warning message when he's trying to get Becca to like see why.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, he's like trying to warn them, like, hey, if you do this spell, this is what's gonna happen. And so I don't know. I liked Book's little personality.
The first one he didn't have a personality or really.
No,
any
he was
kind
just like a item.
just an object.
Yeah.
But in this one, he actually had like
he actually did
personality.
Something. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So number 6 was both black flame candles. This is more of just like an honorary shout out because obviously it's the main spell that brought the witches back and sets the movies into motion. Can't have Hocus Pocus without the black flame candles.
And a virgin.
So, well, lump that in with number 6.
Okay.
That's not a spell, but whatever. Number 5.
You make the rules for this.
Yeah, I do make the rules. Number 5.
Okay.
Binks's curse. Poor Binks. Poor Binksy. He had to live on forever without his family. Anybody else?
Like 300 years.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But, in the end, it all worked out for him. He got to reunite with Emily.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I did think that him, like the character, added some depth to like kind of a funny and scary movie,
Okay.
with how he was like, I wanted to protect my sister. I just want to get back to my family. Like, that kind of like,
yeah.
poor guy,
I thought the cat was kind of weird, but
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I used to cry when he got like run over.
Oh, I'm sure.
In that scene. I'm almost positive
I
used
can
to
almost
cry
guarantee it.
when that happened. Yeah. I don't know.
I can see you as an emotional kid.
Mom, was it true?
You're an emotional adult, so I can only imagine.
I cried when the long neck died in Jurassic World. I 100% cried when Binks died.
It was sad when they stopped drawing the dinosaur.
That should make me so sad, though. I can't think about it. I'll cry
I don't
again.
think anybody's going to get that reference either. If they do, fucking props to
Don't
them.
watch Jurassic World 2. It's the worst.
Well, okay, that's a Friends reference, but yeah, that's fine.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the movie. But
No, but Chandler,
okay.
it's fine.
Well, that one. Go watch Friends. Anyway, number 4.
4.
The basement spell. The one, when Winifred puts Becca and Izzy in the basement, she like throws them down into the cellar and she says her spell that like nobody can hear them, nobody can see them. Like I was gonna write it down. Yeah.
Okay.
And then when she finishes the spell and the door disappears and then Becca tries running up the stairs and then the stairs disappear.
Oh,
and they're like
okay.
trapped down there and they're like, oh my God, let's call Cassie. So they try calling her on a video call and like it's just a black screen. Like they're completely cut off. They can't do anything. So I thought that was a pretty crazy spell in the second one. Yeah. So something in the second one made it in the top 5. See, I'm not totally biased. Number 3.
I feel like you did that as charity, but okay.
I was being honest.
Okay.
Number 3, the soul-sucking potion. So I said, first of all, I thought it was impressive that they can brew a potion that allows them to just suck the soul out of children. Like they don't even have to cook them or anything, like all the old horror stories.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But I do love in the first one when they're like reading the recipe and Mary is like, we need a dead man's toe. And Sarah's like, dead man's toe. I love that movie so much. Number 2.
Oh, goodness.
Magicae Maxima. Or the power spell.
Oh, okay.
It's the power spell.
Yep.
I just don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, so that's why I keep calling it the power spell.
Sure.
Yeah. So this one I thought was crazy because it gave them like the ultimate power. And one thing that I didn't even notice about the first movie was that like in this one, when they did that spell, then Sarah and Mary were able to like use magic in the same way that Winifred was. And they were like, oh my God, we've never had magic like you and da-da-da. And like they said that and I was like, yeah, you did. Right?
No.
And I had to go back and like.
She was the most powerful.
Yeah, exactly. I went back to the first one and like skimmed through it and I was like, whoa, like I thought there was so many parts in this movie that like they had done the magic together.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, it really threw me for a loop when that happened because I was like, that's not right at all.
They even touched on that at the end of the first one where she even says, I think it's the end of the first one where she says that she's the most powerful out of the 3.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I guess it's just one of those things later, you just don't really think about. Yeah. I don't know. But fair. Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. So,
what's your number 1?
Number 1. Drum roll, please. I don't know how loud I can be. It's fine. There's no drum roll. Drum roll. Anyway, number 1 is I put a spell on you because I fucking said so. And because that song gets stuck in my head all the time. And also it's just a classic. And then everybody knows this song. It's like it's the Hocus Pocus scene.
What's the spell?
It's the one where she hypnotizes the parents when they're at the Halloween party.
Oh, this is
so the first one.
Oh,
yeah, when they sing "I put a spell on you," so they can hypnotize all the parents, so they can lure all the kids in Salem.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's your number 1.
Yes.
Okay. Because of the spell or the song? Both. Okay.
Yes. So, do you have any?
No. No. I definitely didn't pay attention to the spells. I didn't even know there was 10 spells.
Well, this is from both. I combined it. Yeah.
I guess I don't know. So we're calling the salt a spell.
Yeah, because it keeps the witches away. It has some. If it has some like magical element or something, I included it.
So I can't rank them because I didn't pay attention to the spells like you did. But one that really stuck out though was the second one, and that's where they're in the Walgreens and the old witches find out that the younger ones, the teenagers, were lying about the makeup. And then they start throwing the green energy balls at them, and then they use the salt, and it hits the wall with the salt, and then shoots like past them. And then they freak out like, what is this sorcery?
Yeah.
That's the one that's probably my favorite.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about that part.
I like that one.
Yeah,
because that's when they're like, you can tell like now it's actually like an even fight, I guess, a fair fight.
Well, because they do kind of the same thing when they put the salt around them in the garage, and they're like, "Oh, what is this? What is this?"
Yeah,
and
right.
like Winifred pushes Sarah and like tries to see if she'll go past the barrier, and it's funny because when she pushes her, the camera like changes, and she like she hits a wall right in front of the camera.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like that force field or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was
think
pretty
the salt
funny.
was my favorite of them. But yeah,
It cracked me up. But yeah. All right. Round 4.
Okay.
Comedy.
Okay.
So I felt like the jokes in the original were more applicable and less like gimmicky. There was a lot of...
There's a theme going here.
I'm trying, if you just let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
So there's a lot of comedy bits in the first one that I actually didn't catch as a kid until like I was an adult. Specifically with like the horny bus driver. When he stops to pick them up, and Winifred. As an adult, I caught it. As a kid, I don't even know how old I was when I was like, oh my God.
You're a dirty old man.
Yeah. But when Winifred says we desire children, and he says it may take me a couple tries, but I don't think that'll be a problem. Nasty. And then of course like all the virgin references. I even said like I had no idea what a virgin was as a kid, but I was like, oh my God, it's a huge deal. Like
okay.
I didn't know what it was, but I was like, oh my God, a virgin.
That's funny.
And then also the bit between the bullies when they go to like steal from Max, and the blonde was like, this is Ernie, and Ernie's what did I tell you about that? My name ain't Ernie anymore.
What was it?
Ice.
Ice. Isn't it like shaved in the back of his head? Fucking nerd. God.
Oh, and then also my personal fave, when Winifred opens the window and she's like, oh, look, another glorious morning makes me sick.
Okay. Oh, good. Okay.
Oh, and then I think this is the last one that I have for the first one, was when Max is trying to trick the witches to like so that they can get out of the house, and he tells them that he's going to summon the burning rain of death, and he just sets off the sprinklers and they start screaming like they're being burned alive.
Yep. They have no idea what it is.
Yeah. So then in the second one, some funny parts. I think the first part that I laughed like out loud at was when the mayor started laughing because he did one of those like high pitched like silent laughs. Oh. I think that's what he did. They're just, I don't know why those always crack me up so much. And then when they're in the Walgreens and Mary picks up a container of retinol and she's like, oh, retinol, what a charming name for a child.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one.
That one cracked me up. Oh, and then later when they're flying, looking for the mayor, Mary, who was flying on the Roombas, which she called her Vroomies. And she's like, I give up. I'm tired, Winnie. I need like a snack and a stool.
A stool?
I was like, yeah.
Yeah, because they're sitting.
She's on her Roomies.
Yeah.
She's like, I need a snack and a stool.
Well, she's like 70 years old, too.
It's just so funny. And then, during Gilbert's monologue at the magic shop, he's telling them about how like a virgin has to light the black flame candle to bring the witches back. And this kid is like, what's a virgin? And he like kind of stutters and he's like, it's someone who's never lit a candle before. Yeah.
I mean, that's a solid save. It's a pretty good save.
I just thought like, how funny would it be if there was like a part where the kid was like, oh, my mom's not a virgin. Yeah. And then everybody's like, like, yeah, we know. But
that's funny.
Anyway. So one thing that I thought was kind of funny between both of the movies was that in the first movie, they had to improvise after their brooms were stolen by the little girls that were dressed up as them. And so Winifred takes a broom, Sarah takes a mop, and then Mary takes a vacuum. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
with
then
the
in
cord
this
hanging
one,
off, yeah.
Yeah, so then in this one, again, Winifred takes the broom,
Yep.
but Sarah takes the Swiffer, and
Yep.
then that's when Mary takes the
the
Roombas,
Roombas,
or
yeah.
the Vroomies, like she calls them. So I don't.
Isn't that what gets them out of the salt circle?
Yeah, the Vroomies. She's
Yeah.
like, the Vroomies, they don't like mess.
Because they're vacuums.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And then I think in that same scene, actually, because they were trapped, or I think they did just gotten out. And the mayor shows up, he returns home, and his headlights are like shining on them as he's pulling up into the driveway. So they think it's the sun again, like they did in the first movie when Max shined the headlights on him.
Okay.
But then Winifred says, "Oh, my mistake. It's just a very small bus," which they learned
Yeah.
about in
Yep.
1993.
Yep.
Like she didn't know what a car was. She was
Right.
like, "It's a small bus." So that was a pretty good one
Yeah.
too.
That's funny.
I mean, I didn't have like a whole lot for the jokes, but I mean, they did have some good like comedy bits in the second one.
I think they had some decent comedy.
I mean,
in both.
yeah.
Especially because it's meant for kids. So, I mean, they had some funny parts.
Yeah, there was a lot more of like innocent kid comedy, you know, in the second one, whereas in the first I felt like, but I feel like that was typical with movies back then anyway.
Yeah, again, a 30-year
was
gap.
that-
Yeah.
Well, a lot of the movies that like I realized that movies that I liked when I was a kid, and I go to watch them, even I'll be like, oh my God, let me show this movie to the kids or something.
Yeah.
And then I start listening to
pick
it and I'm
up
like,
on, yeah.
holy shit.
Well, that's by design so that both the kids and the
I know,
adults
and I'm just
can
kind of
enjoy
like,
it.
oh my God, I
Yeah.
can't believe it.
But it's smart because like the kids don't pick up on it.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah,
Till
like
they get
there's
older.
so much stuff that just went
Oh, yeah.
right over my head. So
Designed very well.
yeah,
But
so
yeah, the second one didn't really have any of that.
no. I mean, as far as like they were both funny, but you know. Yeah.
I know.
Round 5.
Okay.
All right, so drinking game potential.
Okay.
I thought it would be funny to throw that in because,
Okay.
you know, Rants on the Rocks.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was trying to envision like how you would build like a drinking game out of these movies. So from the first one, I thought it would be funny if you had like a drinking game that would have something to do with like how every time they say virgin,
Yeah, I was
take
about
a
to say
drink,
virgin
you
would be
know.
one, yeah.
Another fun fact. Apparently, the word virgin was only used 9 times in the movie, but
Oh.
it seems like it was a lot more.
It feels like more.
It does. And then I guess that there's some people that have since written about how inappropriate the theme was, given that it turned into like a running gag that they're like, this is a like teenage boy. Of course he's a virgin. Blah, blah. But anyway, in the second, the virgin storyline was played as like a critical plot point instead of like a running gag. But that was just my last fun fact.
Okay. That makes sense. I mean, it is a
Yeah.
major part of the story, you know?
Exactly. So that's why it would really just more so be applicable for like the first one
Yeah,
versus in the
right.
second one. I don't think that they really pointed
Okay.
out as much. Anyway.
Is there a second word for...
Yeah,
or just
so well,
for the
other
first movie?
things that I was trying to think of that could be thrown in. It could be like when, you know, all the times that Max gets made fun of for being in California, like that covers the first chunk of
yeah.
the movie.
Yep.
And then like the virgin throughout the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
And then like maybe every time Billy loses his head is
Oh,
one.
that's right.
Or,
Yeah, that's only a few
you
times though.
know,
I think, isn't it?
I don't know. I was trying to think
Okay.
of how you could
Yeah,
like spread the
right.
love in
Okay.
a game. But for the
Good
second,
ideas.
because there was a lot of callbacks to the original movie, that I thought that's kind of how you would play out a drinking game for the second movie. So
Like
like,
any callbacks?
yeah, so like the homage to the devil and his wife from the first movie that comes up twice.
Okay.
When Sarah says amok amok amok, like she did that in the first one.
Okay. But in order to do that,
in-
you have to be very familiar with the first one.
Yeah, exactly. In the hypnotized flash mob that's heading towards the mayor, there are a lot of costumes that reference the first movie. So like that could count as something like when you point out Billy Butcherson,
Yeah,
there's a
right.
Madonna costume like the mom from the first
Oh,
movie.
okay.
There's a Dracula costume like the dad. Somebody's wearing Danny's witch costume. Of course, people are dressed up like the Sanderson
I
sisters.
think the only problem with that is that they're a lot less obvious than the like listening for the word.
Yeah, I guess if you
virgin
can
or,
just like point it out and
Right.
I don't know. It's a drinking game. Have fun
Yeah.
with it. Who cares? Play it. Don't play it. I don't give a shit.
Alrighty.
Another thing that they call back to is when the witches return to their home, the first thing that Sarah inquires about is her lucky rat tail, which is, the first thing that she looks for in the first movie as well.
Okay.
Not really a big thing. I don't know, whatever. I just threw it in.
Another one could be like whenever they look for the book.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well,
That's another one.
That's coming up. Yeah. And then, well, finally, the last one that I had for specifically just the second one was when Mary refers to Becca by the same nickname that she called Danny, which was Shishka Baby.
Oh, okay.
So just little things like that, like little callbacks to the
cool.
original.
Yeah.
But honestly, if you really wanted to, make it a double feature, lump them all in together, and then you can also throw in like a drink whenever Winnie says boo.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Or someone just says book.
Yeah.
Or when Mary sniffs and says that she smells children.
Yeah.
Or when Sarah's like flirty with somebody. Or even, the last one I had is you could also take a drink every time they're confused by a modern invention.
Oh,
so
yeah,
like when they're
there's a
scared
bunch
of
of
the road
those.
in the second
Yep.
one, they don't know what the sprinklers are. They think the
bus.
headlights are the sun. Yeah, they don't know what the bus is.
Yep.
Like
The rain.
yeah, the rain.
Yeah.
That was the sprinkler.
Or sprinkler, yeah. Right.
But yeah, so just like things like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's
Have
pretty
fun
creative.
with it.
Yeah.
Make up your own drinking game and then come tell me about it. No, seriously. I want to know. Our final round.
Okay.
Best musical number. Oh, sorry. This is round 6. Best musical number.
Isn't that the last one?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't say it.
Okay.
All right. So.
This is for both?
Yeah,
you're one at a
we're
time.
comparing.
Okay,
them.
that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in the first one, like I said, the most notable thing that they sang was "I Put a Spell on You" at the Halloween party that all the parents were at.
Yep.
I mean, I thought that it was. I like the way that they set up for them to do that performance with like them going into the Halloween party because the band was playing "I Put a Spell on You."
It was a lot more natural.
Yeah, it was like a long-lasting like rumor of the witches and
Yeah.
stuff. Like that song was well known, and it was just kind of like, ha ha ha, this is how they put a spell on you.
That's the one where they lose the competition for being themselves, right? Or is
No,
that
that's the second one.
Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
but yeah, in the first one, so like like I said, it's like. It's lore around the community about the witches, so they're singing their song, and then they
Right.
show up and they're like, "I put a spell on you."
Yeah.
I just felt like
Flows very well.
Yeah, it felt a lot more fitting because it was their song.
Yeah.
I hated the second. The One Way or
Don't
Another. It didn't make sense. Okay, hold on. So I felt like it didn't make sense because how would they have known that song? It came out in 1979, and the last time that they were alive was in 1993, and it was only for like a night. So how would they have heard and learned that song? It doesn't make any sense. It would have made so much more sense if they would have come back and like sang their own song, which I guess they did in the opening number when they were singing "The Witches Are Back." Didn't like that either. Do you have something to add?
It's just there's a theme. I feel like this entire month is gonna have the same theme.
I'm trying really hard. Anyway, so I felt like it was out of place. I also felt like it seemed kind of pointless as far as the plot went because they sang the song to hypnotize the crowd to have them lead the witches to Mayor Trask, right? And then the witches take off and go fly elsewhere. They don't follow the crowd. And then they decide to go get Mike to lead them to the mayor's house when they already had a crowd leading them to the mayor.
Oh, okay.
So like that's what I'm saying. It didn't make any sense.
Okay.
I thought it was completely fucking pointless.
Okay.
Okay. I get why you did it. I just didn't like it. So
Okay.
what was your final vote?
Like overall,
Yeah.
I like the first one more. For sure.
Significantly.
Yes, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I think on all of these. Well, I don't know about all of them because I don't remember all the movies we're doing this month. Most of them, but not all of them. But this one specifically, I didn't see when I was a kid. You showed this to me.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Yeah,
last
I
what
guess.
15 years. I don't know what
Yeah.
year within that you showed me it. But
Yeah.
this is the first time we're actually like paid attention to it. So I definitely have a different outlook than you do. Whereas you watched it, you know, you grew up with it, you loved it, you know, during your childhood and all that kind of stuff. That's why I think you are always going to kind of go. I think I'm always
going to have a bias towards this first one.
I don't have that, and I still think the first one was significantly better. Yeah. I think the singing was overdone. In the second one, there's too much. I don't like musicals, and it had this musical feel to it. I didn't like that. The first one was really good. I actually like the first one.
Yeah, you do.
I don't think I'll sit and watch it every year.
That's fine. At least you watched it once.
Yes, but you know, it was a good movie. I definitely preferred over the second one. There was some things that I liked a little more about the new one, just because it's a little more modern. You know, the videography was a little better, stuff like that. Graphics, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But overall, like storyline and how it was created, put together, I prefer the first one.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like I said it throughout the whole thing. I did try not to be biased, but I can't help it. But like I said, I did watch it, you know, a couple times and then like tried to go and like I pulled up the synopsis on IMDb and was like reading through it and stuff. And I was like, oh, I don't remember this part. So I like went and fast forwarded to that part and rewatched it.
Yeah.
Just so I could get, you know, like a well-rounded idea of how I wanted to go into it.
That's what matters.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Like I did try to pay attention to it the first time, and then even the second time, like I wasn't just fucking off the whole time, you know?
And we did this a little differently too, because previous to this with the documentaries and all that kind of stuff, we would always watch them separately.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that.
Yeah, we watched these together.
So, I mean, I was going to ask, like, how much did you actually watch of them? But you said that you watched the first one all the way.
I tried watching the second one. I'm
pretty sure you fell asleep.
I watched most of the second one. It didn't draw me in as much. And then as soon as they start, like, I think it started with them singing. Like,
yeah, as soon as they came back
in the second one, it started with them as like a musical number.
Yeah, when they started singing, I immediately
was like, if that's how you start,
oh.
I'm like, this has a musical feel to it, and I don't fuck with musicals.
Yeah,
I don't.
I have to like really be in the mood for a music, or like know that it's coming. I guess.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting like as much singing.
No.
I don't know. I wasn't expecting.
I think
that's.
I mean, that might be the I forget verbatim how you said it, but like the Disney overacting.
Yeah.
However you put it.
Well, yeah, that's what they do in a lot of Disney movies.
They sing,
they sing a lot.
I don't care for that.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why it kind of lost me.
Yeah.
But I still followed most of the story for the second one. And everything you talked about, I remembered. For the most part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It wasn't as good.
Hit, right?
Yeah. No, the storyline was, not as good. And
yeah.
It seemed like it maybe was a little forced, but then thinking about it, how you described it as to like they almost put one out that like was completely different cast.
Yeah.
What I think might have happened, I have no idea if this is true or not, but what might have happened is that the crew, the original cast, got wind of that. They're like, you're going to fucking ruin it. Let us bring an idea to you to actually make a second one with all of us.
Exactly.
And maybe that's what happened. So maybe that's why their hand was kind of forced just to try to save it, which this is obviously significantly better than what it could have been.
Yes.
But it's not like the first one.
No. I mean, I'm glad that I made a point to do some additional research for this, because that actually like helped me like not hate it as much, I guess.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I just, especially when they're like reading about the part where they're like paying, the tribute to like the two that died and everything, and like making sure they kind of get that part in there and stuff, and like, I don't know. I guess just after reading more about like the behind the scenes stuff and like how things were kind of coming together, like trying to go through all the fun facts and stuff like that, then I was like, okay, I guess like maybe I don't hate it.
They definitely tried their best.
They did. I mean, they could have completely fucking ruined it.
Gap.
Exactly. So
why they're doing a third, I don't know. But that's
I don't know.
Not part of this. So
we're not even going to talk about it.
all right.
But I will say that I'm glad that we kicked off our October showdowns with Hocus Pocus.
What's the next one? What's next week?
I'm sorry, I know that none of these are going to be your favorite, but I hope you like them anyway.
What's that?
Like all the movies that we're going to be doing. Because I just wanted
like
to
the
do
first
like
Hocus Pocus.
yeah, I mean, well, really, I just
bad.
wanted to do like a fun, like Halloween-esque kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I know that there's,
I think all of them are movies that we've watched together already.
for the most part, yeah.
So I like those.
But I mean, I know that with Halloween movies, typically, like there's like the Terrifier movies and Halloween and Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm just not as entertained by those.
Okay.
So that's why I tried to pick like
The less like
yeah,
mainstream.
or I
that
guess
makes
just
sense.
not. Yeah, I just don't really. Those are the kind of
think
like you had to be
those-
there movies, because when I see those, especially with like the,
They're always
so
the
cheesy to
go-to
me.
Halloween movies too. So I
Yeah.
think these are more like just a little outside of
yeah,
the norm.
these are just the movies that I like to watch
Yeah.
like every year for the most part. So that's why I just went with it.
Makes sense to me.
And like I said, I just don't really care to talk about like the other ones, and
Also,
they're all
they
like.
have been coming out with those for like 30 years.
That's what
like
I was
one
gonna
every
say
year.
too. Yeah,
It's
like
like,
I don't
I
care
don't
to
even know
talk
how-
about Halloween.
I don't know how you would do a comparison of
The
those
last
because
one-
there's so many.
Yeah, the last Halloween got on my nerves so badly. Like I wouldn't even be able to talk about it without just shitting on it the whole time. So
There's too many. You couldn't
yeah,
even be able
it's
to do
just there's no point.
Jason
so that's
goes
why
to fucking space.
Yeah, well, that's
Crazy
why
stuff
none
like
of those made the cut.
Yeah,
Moving on.
makes sense.
So next week. We're putting away the black flame candle so we can call the guardians of the watchtowers.
What's that?
That's right, folks. Next week's showdown is going to be The Craft
Oh God. Okay.
from 1996
Oh, wow.
versus The Craft Legacy, which is released in 2020.
Okay.
I looked. It looks like The Craft is streaming on Pluto TV for free, and then The Craft Legacy is streaming on Peacock. But otherwise, like you can purchase them on Fandango, Amazon, whatever. I don't know. Voodoo.
Yeah.
Wherever you can find them, go check them out so you can join in on the game for next week. And then I'm gonna post the rounds ahead of time again so that everybody knows like what to look out for, how to vote, blah blah blah, all that stuff.
Nice.
We're just gonna have fun. It's Halloween.
So these episodes are going to get released on Thursday as normal. Are
Mm-hmm.
you going to post the what was not the survey, the questions or whatever?
I was gonna do it on like Tuesday, I think.
Okay.
So that everybody will have time to, Tuesday and Wednesday to watch the movies ahead of time.
okay.
I mean, obviously the episodes are going to be here whenever you want to get to them.
Yeah. Okay.
But so just if you want to play along for
That's
when
pretty cool.
they premiere,
Okay.
they'll be there.
Nice.
Yeah. And I do still have to mention for episode 50 that I was planning on doing like a listener rants episode. So if anybody wants to submit some funny rants, that'd be cool. That episode's going to be released on Thanksgiving. So
that's right, yeah.
they can be Thanksgiving related, but they don't have to be. You can send us an anonymous submission on our website on therantingpodcast.com, or you can just send me an email at therantingpodcast@gmail.com. And I want to read them all. So flood me with them.
There you go.
I don't mind. I don't mind at all. So, as always, if you're enjoying listening to the podcast, please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And aside from YouTube, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, School, and TikTok, all under the Ranting Podcast. And you can also listen to this episode on Spotify. So find us everywhere. Come watch, listen, come play for Halloween. But most importantly, keep ranting.
There it is.
And come tell us about it. Goodbye.
Bye.